So let's deal with some other plot elements. First, we have foreshadowing. And foreshadowing provides credibility for future action. It keeps the plot logical and avoids confusion. Now, the importance of foreshadowing is we like to feel smart about what we're doing, and foreshadowing does that. So it gives us little hints of what's going on so that whatever's happening in the plot makes sense. But at the same time, it allows us to feel particularly intelligent about what we're watching. For example, if you've ever seen one of those crime shows on television, what you'll frequently see is the first guy that they talk to, whoever's standing next to him, is guilty of the crime. We all know this, but it makes us feel good. And if we feel good, we're more likely to return and watch the same play or the television show over again. Then we have discovery, which is the revelation of information about characters, their personalities, relationships, and feelings. So this is different than the introduction. What's happening here is this is usually during the story, there's going to be some revelation. So, for example, Anakin suddenly discovers that Captain Kirk is actually his father. And that's going to be particularly important. So when it happens during the rising action, it's going to be discovery. Then we have reversal. And reversal is any change of fortune. This is when the main characters suddenly, things for them go from good to bad or bad to good. And we see this a lot. We could see 3, 4, 5 different reversals in one piece. For example, Pulp Fiction, we see numerous reversals. For example, John Travolta dying in the middle of the movie. That sort of thing. And then we have character. So this is the psychological motivation of the people in the play. This is not the actor. And the character they're playing is ultimately a psychological concept. They're playing an eccentric man who wears a 14-foot scarf. Or they're playing one of the founding fathers who happens to rap. This gives them some direction to go with in their acting. The audience needs to focus on the character's motivation. How that motivation changes given whatever situation they're in, and how they interact with others. Much of the interest created by the drama lies in how people with specific characteristics will react to different situations. For example, if a doctor hooked on Vicodin gets to a certain situation, how's he going to react as opposed to how we might react? It's really a way to explore the human condition. Then we have the protagonist. And this is the central character who we follow through the play. You can also have an antagonist who's going to be the opposite of this person, usually an archenemy. Now, the protagonist can actually be a couple of different people. And in this case, often one of the characters will be there to accentuate or contrast the qualities of the protagonist. The second character is known as a foil. So Dr. Watson is a foil to Sherlock Holmes, even though we're following both of them as protagonists through the story. Or in this case, we see Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi acting as foils for one another.